What's going on? Welcome back to the channel for another video. So here we are, 2025, and to be honest, the rumors are swirling, and everywhere I look, I see people talking about the Canon EOS R4. And just like me, you're wondering, is this real? Is this the camera we've been waiting for? Well, personally, I'm not buying it. So before you jump down a rabbit hole of misinformation, let me break it down for you. I'll cut through all the noise and see if there's even a shred of truth behind all these supposed leaks. So here's the deal. A lot of us have heard about this mysterious Canon R4 supposedly coming in the first quarter of 2025. And guess what? I've heard absolutely nothing from my sources. Zero, zip, nada, nothing. Not even so much as a whisper. But like a detective in a cheap thriller, I did some digging. Turns out, some other channels are suggesting that this camera is supposed to sit right between the R6 Mark II and the R5 Mark II. Now, does that make sense? I mean, how does a new camera sit between two others that are already pretty damn stacked? Doesn't leave much room for differentiation, right? Sounds like a bunch of blind hype. But before I dive too deep into the muck, I'll do what any good YouTuber should do. I'm gonna dive straight into the ditch and examine those so-called specs. This should be pretty fun. All right, so let's break it down. Sensor, 40 megapixels, full frame, stacked. I mean, sure, that so far doesn't seem out of the question. I've seen and heard stranger things, but let's be real here. A 40 megapixel sensor between the R6 and the R5 Mark IIs? Canon could go with maybe a 32.5 or 33 megapixel sensor. That's the sweet spot. But whatever, 40 megapixels isn't exactly shocking. But here's where it gets a little weird. Rumor has it that this thing will come with the Digic X Plus processor. Now, I don't know who came up with this one, but I think they saw Digic X Plus in a Canon promo video and assumed that's the magic chip. I mean, who knows? Maybe someone translated it wrong. But what about the missing Digic accelerator? If the R4 doesn't have it, that's a huge red flag. And not the cute kind of flag. The this doesn't make sense kind. I ended up making some phone calls and calling one of my trusted sources. You know, the type of guy that knows everything before it's even a rumor. Yeah, and he's never heard of anything relating to an R4. I was told it's 100% not happening in 2025. Maybe 2026, but that's still a stretch. Let's talk IBIS. Apparently the R4 is rumored to have 9 stops of stabe. Now, I'm not gonna call it impossible, but that's a big leap, even for Canon. The R5 Mark II and the R1 have 8.5 stops. So if this thing is pushing 9, it might be on the cutting edge. But again, we don't have the full specs to confirm any of this. And then there's the autofocus. So a quad pixel AF system. Sounds cool, right? Except why would Canon give this to the R4 and not the R5 Mark II or the R1? It makes zero sense. My thoughts are, if they were rolling out some cutting edge autofocus, why wouldn't it be on their flagship cameras first? I mean, I'm starting to think that someone took a patent for quad pixel and just kind of slapped it onto the leak list. Now, when it comes to video specs, brace yourselves. 8K up to 60 frames per second. Yeah, sure, that's not too far off from the R5, but nothing mentioned about raw video, and I feel like that would be an important selling point. It's like saying that you're getting a new sports car, but forgetting to mention that it doesn't actually drive. Also, the whole new LCD and larger grip thing. Cool story, bro. But again, details please. What's so special about the LCD, and why are we really getting excited over a very slightly thicker grip? So I checked, and the R6 Mark II is still $1,999 on B&H, and the R5 Mark I is $1,200 off its intro price. So if you're thinking about getting a new Canon body and don't mind skipping the R4 hype train, there are some solid deals out there. So the bottom line is this. Everything about this supposed R4 is just a lot of vague details and empty promises. If you're hoping for a game changer, I'm sorry to disappoint you. If you're a Canon fan, stick to what you know and don't fall for the latest leaks from channels that are just repeating stuff that they don't even understand. So that's all I got for today, man. Hopefully this helps clear up some of the confusion for some of you guys out there. But let me know down in the comments. Do you believe the hype? Is the R4 a possibility? And do you think that Canon would put cutting edge specs in a non-flagship camera? Pretty interested to hear your thoughts and opinions. So don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and click the bell for future videos. Also, visit my website, jeff-gresham.com, to pick up my Lightroom preset pack that I personally designed to use on all of my photo projects. And until next time, get out and shoot, and I'll catch you in the next video.